All right, hello RGV Edison. We're here with Solomon. Solomon, what did you play today?
Quickdraw plants.
All right, you want to show us the deck?
Sure. First, I just gotta say shout out to Murray because he really helped me out with a lot of the cards and just resource building and whatnot. So onto the deck profile.
All right.
I played 2 hamsters and triple Raikou. These are like your resource starters. They help you gain a lot of advantage, especially in this deck. Because you want to play control, you got to play it kind of like it's Goat and Monarch put together, basically.
Gotcha.
And then for the plants, 2 Lone Fires, 2 Dandelions, and a Titanium. And then the last one that I added in was Mr. Tomato. This is actually a friend Murray's suggestion, because the whole idea behind that card was just the fact that you have the ability to search for your resources. So this actually helps you get into Sangan, which is pretty broken card in this format.
Yeah.
And it just helps you get a lot of resources, as in stopping OTK. So like if you're on lethal, you just set this and then they attack into it. You already block out 2 and then you can search out for Battle Fader and just stop a battle phase if you feel like you're gonna die right there.
Gives you enough time to really think about what you need.
Yep. And then onto the other one was aside from Sangan, I got Battle Fader, followed by Card Trooper. Then
your signature played Trooper and Torrential.
Yeah, I actually resolved that a lot, believe it or not. A lot of people don't expect me to Torrential Card Trooper, but to me it's just a free +1 because you just go Prio, mill 3, and then you respond with Tori. Your opponent's whole board goes away. You have the chance of milling a Dandy, which is pretty high, and then after that you draw a card. So it automatically replenishes itself. And then last one was Gores. Like I said, just want to stop OTK and just play around aggro decks.
Yep.
And then other cards that are good to put people on the clock are Debris Dragon and Kais. I play 3 Kais. I don't play Lad because the problem with Lad is it requires two monsters to bring it out.
Yeah.
And half the time in current Edison, everyone's always putting you back a turn. So if you use a card that requires 2 tributes, you would have to play Treeborn Frog, which I don't play Treeborn Frog because the card's pretty dead in my decks and I play a lot of background. And then last but not least, I play 3 Quickdraw Synchron. It's tribute fodder. It's a tuner that gets you access to half of your toolbox cards. Great utility, and it puts a lot of pressure on your opponent because you get to recycle resources. And then the reason why this deck is so good is because of Avarice. Triple Pot of Avarice, because you're always milling and you're always building a graveyard. It is super easy.
Yeah, you can see on all his replays how many times he resolves that. It's crazy, it's crazy.
2 Book of Moon, Heavy, Space, Foolish, Brain Control.
Yep. Standard,
and,
you know.
For the traps, I went a little bit different. I don't play Bottomless in the main, just because I want to respect gadgets, and I want to respect playing against like a lot of decks that set this format. Like Bottomless is pretty useless going first, so I tried to go first, go second. That's why I sided instead. So instead I went with 1 Tori, Call, and then 1 Mirror Force, and then this is what I do different: 2 Dust Tornado, Solemn, 2 Prison in the main, and instead of 1 I do double Starlight.
Yeah, because you have a lot of stuff to set.
And the main reason why I do double Starlight is because there's a higher count of Blackwings now, since people are starting to realize how good of a resource management deck Blackwings is. So that's the reason why I built it around playing against Blackwings versus playing with, and that's why I was able to sack Murray round 1 because he tried to Icarus attack me, and I just had to start the road.
Yeah, you'll see that replay, pretty soon. All right,
and then going forward to side, it's pretty straightforward. Just a double Bottomless to play against heroes, double Trap Hole once again heroes, and it's also good if you're playing against Blackwings. And then this one's because of I guess you could say the mirror match. Double Compulse, double Cyber Dragon for machines, and then my other techs are double Doom Caliber Knight. The whole idea behind this is if I play against Zombie and I know that they have a Goblin Zombie face down, I can just go summon this and get another beater, attack over it. They try to attempt that effect, tribute off, negate it, they don't get the field resource. And it also helps me out Raikou in the mirror match, and it's also good against Lightstorm because once again Raikou, flip effects, and if you out a hamster with this, it's also good. And then just 2 Crow because you can search it with Sangan. You don't need to play 3 of in this deck because you can search. And then my last techs are 2 Thunder Kings and Mind Control. I'm not really too much of a fan of Mind Control in this deck just because your tuners are only debris, and quick draw.
Yeah.
Your level modulation is very tight, and you can't tribute off anything that you take with this card. So I might change it in the future.
Do you have any, ideas what you might change it into?
I'll probably cut a couple cards and then side deck Nobleman of Extermination.
Yeah.
Because if you play against a lot of control decks, you can get rid of back row that way.
All right.
And then extra deck, 2 drill, 1 junk archer, turbo, nitro, black rose. I resolve this like 7 times a game. As dumb as that sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And then 1 iron chain, red dragon, 2 stardust, ancient fairy. These are just in case if I bring control to tuner that my opponent tends to leave out. You play against Synchro Cat, you play against Black Wings where they leave a blizzard floating because there's an oppression on the field, you can just mind control and take it. So Goyo, Catastrophe, and Brio. And then the Chimera Tech, of course, for the Cyber Dragons.
So in your deck, is there anything that you would change, like off the top of your head?
The main deck's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I've played that same list for the past 4 months.
Gotcha. And you've seen a lot of success with it, that's for sure. You have tie as second place with me and Odie as the most consistently topped person over here in the RGV. And it shows you have a very good idea of how to play your deck, how to play against other decks, and just the strategy that you need to put in, every time you come over here for locals.
Yeah, and it just comes down to like understanding how to trade resources, not knowing how to waste all your plays, because you need to play real conservatively in this format. Because there's a lot of plays that just risk a lot of resources.
Yeah.
There's not nearly as much recovery, so that's all I could say about that. But,
all right.
Thanks to the profile, appreciate it.
No problem. Great to have you here. Hope to see you again.